Victoria goes havoc on Ellie. We also see a real dark side to Jason. Let's talk about it, y'all. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now, remember, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started with this review, let me send a shout out to GMHC, which is Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to us at the GMHC. Reach out to us at the GMHC crew to get a home testing kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can reach out to us at the GMHC crew and make a same-day appointment and actually come to our location to pick one up. And if you're interested in getting settled with PrEP, which is HIV prevention, reach out to us at the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of KRSTV and would like to become one of my Black Diamonds, subscribe to my Patreon today. Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $5 a month, you get all of my YouTube content, as well as special videos that will be specifically designed for my Black Diamonds that will not appear on YouTube. So, subscribe to my Patreon today. Also, check out my YouTube partner, BK WorldTube, which is the Black Netflix, where you get shows like The Haves and the Have-Nots to the Black Ink Crew. So, after you watch this review, click that link in my description box or my comment section to check out BK WorldTube. Now, this is The Oval Season 1, Episode 24, and this was a 2-hour season finale, and the name of this episode is 24 Hours. This episode was really fucking good, and it's a part of a, 2-hour finale, so you're going to get this video, and I'm going to do the next video, the next hour, I'm going to do separate videos for them, because each episode just gave you a lot, and this episode definitely was everything. So, let me begin. The episode picked up where it left off. Victoria starts wailing on Ellie, whooping her ass, and pretty much, Ellie's like trying to gain a composure, like, why would you hit me? What's going on? And then Victoria's like, you bitch, and she's like, Mrs. Franklin, and Victoria's like, the one and only bitch. Like, that damn Victoria is a mess. And then all of a sudden, Hunter's like, please forgive my wife. She's just out of sorts right now, but she's about to head back to the residence. And Victoria's like, do I look like a dog to you? And then Hunter's like, I was like, oh, Hunter, you was wrong as fuck for that. Oh, man. And then all of a sudden, she wants to know why the hell Ellie's up in there. Hunter's trying to tell Ellie to leave, but Victoria's like, no, bitch, you stay. Why? What the hell are you doing up here in the Oval? What the hell is going on? And she explains that her boss is accusing her of sleeping with the president, and she was there to rectify the situation, that those weren't her panties or whatever. So eventually, Ellie is allowed to leave. And then all of a sudden, Hunter and Victoria go back and forth, and she was like, you know what? Oh yeah, because at first, so So pretty much, he says that you can leave, and then that damn Victoria's like, leave, bitch, and she got up out of there. And then Hunter and Victoria go back and forth, and Victoria's like, you just had a mess cleaned up, and now you do this bullshit? And Hunter was like, they weren't her panties. They were Denise's. And then he's like, yeah. And you just see Victoria, you just see the hurt in Victoria's face. Because I said in my last review, even though she can't stand Hunter, the fact that she doesn't even feel desired really hurts her. And it just goes to the fact that she has, real issues with low self-esteem that is centered in her childhood. And it's even worse now that she's in this situation. Because that's the reason why she keeps getting mad when he messes around with other women. Even though she don't give a damn about him, she hates the fact that he doesn't even desire her. And then they both go back and forth and everything. And Hunter tells her everything. That, the press secretary found them. And she's like, she was here to save our asses. But then you had to come in here with all your damn wicked glory. And he's like, and besides, she's talking about she's going to have a DNA test in 24 hours. That's not possible. Victoria's like, have you forgotten where the hell you are? She can and she will. But then Hunter tells Victoria, you owe Ellie an apology. She's like, I don't owe her a damn thing. He's like, but she didn't do anything. She's like, not yet. And trust and believe, I know both of you are lying. But she was on point with that. Like, yeah, she ain't did anything yet. Because we already saw what happened before Victoria showed up. Oh, excuse me, y'all. So we already see what happened before Victoria showed up. Things got really heavy and steamy between the two of them. So she knows something ain't right. So then we get the scene with Barry and Sharon. Sharon's got to get up and go talk to Kareem. Because, Kareem fired her ass. Which was unlawful because after she helped you fix that fucking store, you gonna fire her because she didn't want to go home with you? Petty ass. But pretty much Barry was like, do what you gotta do. But then Sharon's like, come on, don't be like that. We should talk about it. You should tell me how you feel. And at first Barry was resistant, but then Barry let her know. He's like, every time you go there, I'm gonna think about what I saw. And he's like, and it just makes me mad thinking about it. So I'm trying to focus my mind somewhere else, where it doesn't bother me anymore. So then she begins to ask him, are you selling drugs? And he's like, really? Why the hell would you even ask me that? As much odd jobs I've been doing to make money, why the hell would you even question that? She's like, who told you this? Him? She's like, no, I just heard things and I just thought I'd ask. There you go with the lying shit. Like, this dude wants you to be his man. Why wouldn't he tell lies on your man about him selling drugs? Why would you instantly even question that anyway? You should be questioning why Kareem even brought that up. But Sharon is so in the damn clouds, she ain't using her brain. But then that damn Barry said, don't ask me no shit like that again. The fact that he made that response, that would be a no, bitch. And I put in my notes, Sharon, use your brain. Like, why wouldn't Kareem say something like that about Barry when his whole mission is to get rid of Barry so that he can be with you? I mean, did we not forget he was the one that pulled out that gun and started shooting? His main target was to kill Barry. And it just went over all y'all heads. Especially yours. So then, we get a scene with Barry and Richard. They go back and forth. Richard, even though he got shot, he has already made breakfast and everything. And Barry's like, where's mom? And he said, she ain't here. he's like, you're not worried about her? He's like, nah, she a grown ass woman. I was like, and he just told Barry, just leave it alone. I'm like, yeah, Barry, let your parents figure out they shit. You got all your shit that you need to deal with. Yeah, leave that alone, bruh. And then Barry says that he's about to leave to get more info about Callie, and he says he talked to this guy named Jamal in jail, and he gave him a few places to check out, and pretty much he let him know, like, you need to stay calm because you out of favors, bruh. So you need to stay calm, and you need to keep your head. You need to keep a level head. But then also Richard was like, isn't there something else you wanted to talk to me about? Because remember when they was in the hospital, Barry said, I heard some stuff about the White House that I wasn't supposed to hear. And I think he's referring to Denise as well as that whole situation involving Gail. But he says that he'll talk to him later. Then on his way to the car, Barry talks to Sam. He finds out that his mother is there with them. And he says that there's something going on between her and Dad, and he says, okay, I'll talk to your father, whatever. And he also asks, can you help with finding Callie? And he says, of course. And then he says that there's also something else I want to talk to you about, but I want to meet you in person. It's not something I can talk about over the phone. So we already see that Barry is starting to put some stuff together, especially now that he found out that Denise is dead. So yeah, this shit's about to get interesting. So we see Priscilla and Nancy are having, coffee and breakfast. Nancy's all in her feelings, and Priscilla's telling her, you need to go home and talk to him, and and she's like, and what am I gonna say? Priscilla's like, tell him the truth. And she's like, I can't even focus on that right now. I'm trying to bury my son. I didn't raise him, and I didn't do right by him, and I owe him this. And she's like, I'm just so selfish. And then Priscilla's like, don't do that. I'm like, do that, bitch, because she is. She's very fucking selfish. What the hell would you call passing off a child to a drug addict because you didn't want to claim the fact that one, that was your son, and second, that you cheated on your husband while he was on tour of duty of Iraq? You don't think that's selfish? I know you're trying to pacify your friend, but maybe that's your problem. Nancy gets pacified instead of somebody telling the truth to her ass. Like, Nancy, you ain't shit, and you need to take your ass back to your husband and make this shit work. Like, for real. And that she needs to be a grown-ass woman and own her shit. Then we see Sam come in. Sam is just very passive. Priscilla's trying to cater. He's like, no, I'm good. She's like, you don't want any breakfast? No, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm gone. And she's like, no kiss. He just gives her a kiss on the forehead and leaves. I'm like, you up here trying to give Nancy advice. You need to get your shit together, because clearly your man is pissed off because you ain't putting it down. So then we get a scene with Ellie and Diane. Diane comes into the office being an evil bitch. Ellie's like, good morning. She's like, give me some coffee. And she see that she got a card from Hunter, and she's just really googie-eyed and everything. She's loving it. And then all of a sudden, Ellie starts yelling, where the hell is my damn coffee? And then she's like, is the chief of staff in? She's like, I don't know. She's like, and it's so damn hard for you to figure it out. I'm like, damn, Diane. Like, what the fuck? You just came in the office and you already on bitch mode for no reason. So then she ends up calling this guy Joe, who works with the FBI, and he's the one doing the DNA on the yellow panties. And he said that he'll have the results by noon. Ellie then lets her know that Donald's in his office. She just walks by Ellie and doesn't even acknowledge her at all. And then that damn Ellie was on the phone with Alan, her boyfriend, and she's like, the bitch is on her way. And then all of a sudden, Diane comes in there and she's like, I need to talk to Donald. And he's like, he's on a call. And she's like, can he hurry it the hell up? She's like, he's like, he's on the call with the president. Would you like to wait? And then her ass ended up walking out. Like, she was just doing the most. Now, in the kitchen, we get a scene between Priscilla and Jean. Priscilla was getting on my last nerve because I understand you're concerned about Jean. But if Jean tells you she can't tell you and that she can't tell you there, why do you keep on pressing her to talk? Because that damn cow got Jean scared in her boots. Because we've seen he's been bullying her and letting her know that, if you say anything, it won't end good for you. Because and Cal is that much of an evil son of a bitch that he would kill Jean. And he pretty much says that, look, she pretty much tells Priscilla that, look, I saw something that I can't talk about. And Priscilla's like, is it about that creepy ass son? She's like, no, but she says it's top secret. I can't say anything. And she's like, well, I'm going to talk to Sam. She's like, no, you can't tell Sam. Then we see that Victoria shows up and she pulls Jean, because she says her kids are leaving for a few days and she needs them packed. So then we see Victoria brings Jean into the area with Gail and Jason. She's like, yes, my children are going to the cabin for a few days. Pack both of their things. And then Jason is like, what did I do? Victoria's like, how about stealing your father's password, looking at porn sites, and let's not forget what you did at the restaurant with your grandmother. And then all of a sudden, so then pretty much afterwards, she tells Jason to come with her, and she starts in on Gail's room, and that damn Gail is mean as hell because she's like, she's pretty much telling Jean don't pack. She's like, I have to, Then she's like, well, fine. Then I'm gonna tell them what you said. She's like, you know what? Do what you gotta do. She's like, you like this job. And she's like, excuse me? She's like, I hate you. I hate everyone in this place. And she locks herself in the bathroom. So then, finally, Diane comes back, and she finally sits down with Donald. And then, like, she just ignores Alan, too. And Alan's like, terrible person. I'm like, yeah, she is. She's evil. And then all of a sudden, she's like, I need to talk to you. And then Donald's like, what about? It's like, 2 agents, 1 dead, 1 is in intensive care. The press is on me about it. Like, what the hell is going on? And then, like, pretty much, he's like, hey, it's just 2 agents that's tied to a dead girl. And he's like, I know just as much as you do. Lying like shit. Because you know damn well Kyle is all behind it. And Kyle is pretty much your cleanup guy, as well as your piece. And then, and then all of a sudden Donald begins to ask her, did you accuse your aide of sleeping with the president? So Diana's like, oh, you're aware of that, huh? And he was like, yeah, and so is the president, and he's not happy. And she's like, well, forgive me. And he says that, and then all of a sudden, Diane was like, he's like, now let's be real, Diane, you do come off as being abrasive. She's like, really? You really wanted to say that I'm being a bitch. And he's like, now you know me not to mince words. But he says that um, she's like, where are the panties? She's like, I don't have them. And he's like, where are they? She says, a friend of mine in the FBI. I'm having them tested for DNA. And he's like, oh no, you will not do no such thing. Give me those panties right now. And she's like, I can't do that. You know, he will lose his job. And she's like, and you're willing to lose yours? Get them back. And she's like, fine, I'll cancel the DNA and I'll go pick them up. Oh, we see that little bitch go to her office and she says, she goes in there and shuts her door and was like, let me know when you have the results. Tell only me. Tell no one else. I was like, ooh. I swear that damn Diane is evil as shit. Oh yeah, and then we also saw that Ellie and Alan were talking, and she was talking about that it's possible that she's going to be the next press secretary. You know, hint, hint. So then we get a scene with Victoria and Kyle, and they were just playing this bitch banter between each other. She's like, so, you disposed of the mattress, huh? And Kyle was like, yeah, it's been disposed of. And she's like, by who? By me. It's been burned. And she's like, I don't believe you. He shows her video proof that he did it. And he's like, really? You know, and she's like, how I know you're not going to use this, you know, how you know you're not going to use this against us? He's like, well, ma'am, that would be hard to do because I'm actually in the video. And she's like, well, you could be building a case. And he's like, would you like, you know, relax, you know, it's like everything is covered, you know, just relax. And she's like, oh, in your covers? Is that what you want him? In your covers? You trying to work my man? Huh, I see about you. You love a challenge. You want to sleep with the president. Hey, he is a good-ass freak. You should go for it. And he's like, is that all? And she's like, is that all you can take, dear? I was like, that damn Victoria is so damn shrewd. He's like, I'm a former ranger. I can take a lot. She's like, that's what they tell me, honey. I was like, wow, the craziness. Then we get the whole showdown between Kareem and Sharon. Kareem is being real rude, all in his feelings, and he acting funny, you know, and she again, like, can we talk about this? And, you know, and then, you know, like, what's really on your mind? Like, why don't you just talk to me? And he's like, you know what? Fine. I thank you for showing me where your heart truly is. I'm like, dude, you already knew where her heart truly is, and yet you went after her anyway with just selfish, good-for-nothing ass. Like, Kareem makes me sick. Just his whole demeanor, his whole aura just gets on my nerves. Because he's so self-righteous and full of himself. And she's like, yeah, but you already knew. And he's like, yeah, I did. But he's like, it's okay, I'm going to stay with Michelle. And Sharon was like, y'all back together? He's like, oh no, we never broke up. You know, he's like, I thought you did. He's like, I lied. I was just trying to fuck. If you was trying to fuck, you wouldn't have been in your feelings the way you did. So that's a load of bullshit. You should literally get your ass beat for the fact you even said that. Because if you was just trying to fuck, you wouldn't have been in your feelings like that or been mad that she went back to Barry because you got what you wanted. So clearly, you in your feelings, and now you just trying to use that reverse shit, trying to make her feel bad because you feel like shit. Weak ass. And then she's like, you know what? I can't deal with this with you. He's like, well, why don't you quit? She's like, oh, I thought you fired me. He's like, well, it seems like you still here. She's like, yeah, because I need my money. At first, I was thinking she was talking about, that at first that $100,000 was hers. But shout out to Mr. JTV. He watches Ruthless, and he confirmed that the money that's in Barry's room was actually Ruth's money. But yeah, she needs that money. She needs that job for her credits because she's a medical student. And then he's like, fine, we'll just stick to work and nothing else. I'm like, yeah, because if you do fire her, she can sue your ass for unlawful termination. You can't fucking fire her because she don't want to go home with you. Are you serious, fucking Kareem? That's probably the reason why the pharmacy falling apart, because you don't know shit. You just a token boy who inherited his father's business, and you run it into the ground with all your bullshit. So we see that Priscilla and Nancy talk on the phone. Nancy is in front of the house. She's afraid to talk to Richard, because she's been lying for 24 years. And we know Richard is broken completely. And pretty much Priscilla keeps encouraging her, you need to go talk to him. And pretty much that was that. So then we see that Cal goes to talk to Donald. And Cal lets Donald know that he talked to the first lady. And he said that he asked Cal, did you put her mind at ease? Cal was like, there's no way of putting that woman at ease as long as she's breathing. I'll swear, Brad Benedict, you are doing your thing in this role. Because even though he's evil as fuck, he be having some slick ways with him too. Because that was good. There's no way of easing her as long as she's breathing. Like, she's just on one. And she is all the time. So then, Kyle gives Donald a file. We find out that Lily has filed for divorce. And pretty much he asks Donald, do you need me to take care of this? And, because, this could come back on us. And he says, okay, fine. And he says that they're on the run, but I'll find her and I'll take care of it. And then pretty much, he says that, and then also Donald brought up the fact, okay, well, what about the panties being in the oval? How are we going to explain that? He was saying that, Max or Yuma took her to the oval to impress her, and that's how her panties got there. He's like, oh, great, we can build on that. We can do that. I'm like, The two of them are just so calculating and trifling and evil. Donald and fucking Kyle deserve each other. Because they're sadistic and evil. So then we see that Alan comes in and lets him know that can you get the president? He's like, well, he's in a meeting, interviewing the new press secretary. Oh, immediately Donald ran to the damn Oval, and he pretty much says, get Diane. We got to get down there. We see Hunter and Ellie up in there, and pretty much, she tells Hunter that, I'm sorry I told Victoria about the panties. I had to give her something because I've been dealing with women like that my whole life. He's like, oh, wow, you would make a great press secretary. I'm like, with that quality alone, the fact that she did that was a smooth move. And then she tells him that she's been following his career and that he's a remarkable man. I'm like, yeah, but honey, that's all image. You don't know shit about Hunter. Hunter's dumb as fuck. And then pretty much Donald walks in and he's telling Donald, get out now. And then all of a sudden he brings Diane in, and then Hunter's like, Diane, meet your new boss. And she's like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, you've been demoted. And she's like, well, sir, with all due respect, I have been in public relations for 20 years. And he says, yeah, and I see you also got a fetish for panties as well. Get out. So pretty much Donald and Diane leave, and Hunter and Ellie finally get it in. He was like, so did you make your decision yet? She's like, yes, consider this your debriefing. And they get it on. So then we see that Donald and Diane have a conversation, and she's like, I left a job at a Fortune 500 company to do this job. You recruited me and gave me promises, and now I got to deal with this bullshit? So then, we see that, so pretty much, we see that, Jean has packed up everything from Gail, and Gail has locked herself in the bathroom with all of her toiletries. But then Jean was like, I can get duplicates. She's like, oh no. What she doesn't have, she won't, she'll do without. Then she says, go help my son. So she goes to Jason's room. And then all of a sudden we see that Victoria tries to get Gail to open the door, and she keeps saying, I don't want to go. And then while Jean is packing up Jason's stuff, Jason comes in there and he's crying and emotional. And shout out to Daniel Kwa. He is a really good actor. This scene, as crazy as it was, he acted his ass off. He's crying and he's like, I don't want to go. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I hate them. They suck. I wish they were dead. Do you suck? And then the next thing you know, it becomes a straight Mewtwo situation. He pushes her into the closet, slaps her around, and begins to rape her. And that's where it ended. That was part 1 of the finale. Now I'm about to do part 2. But if I missed anything, get down in those comments and let me know your thoughts. So until then, take care.